I'm not really a fan of using filters on my cameras just because, that's another element that goes in onto your lens. A lot of things could go wrong. You could have dust on it if you're not careful. They're very fragile. And a lot of them they just kind of reduce the quality, especially the cheaper ones. With variable ND filters, a lot of them are, made very cheap, and once you get to a certain polarity, it'll have either crosses or diagonals on them. They're just not that great to use. So as a photographer, I try to stay away from them. Throughout the last 15 years, I've used various variable ND filters, and a lot of them were pretty much the same. A lot of them have that blotchy look. And about 4 years ago, that was pretty much like the last time I ever used a variable ND filter. I just chucked it out. I was using this variable ND filter, and it wasn't cutting off enough light. So what I did was, what a lot of photographers would do was would stack the VNDs. So what happened was it actually got stuck together, and I was never able to kind of like take them apart. If I can't open it up, I can't clean it, and it'll be no use for me. So for the last 4 years, I stayed away from filters altogether. It just made my work a lot more crisp. It also allowed me to kind of like learn not to use filters. So a lot of you that are familiar with my work, you can tell that it's sharp, it's clean. There's not a lot of blotchiness to them. There's no dust or anything like that. And for the last year or so, I've been getting more into videos. Now, with videos is a little tricky, especially if you're shooting out in the sun where, it's very bright and that kind of stuff. It's hard to set your shutter speed. I've been using those square filters. Well, they're not exactly square. They're more like 4 by 5.6 inches. Those are a lot more expensive than, circular filters. I think for one piece of glass is about 100, 200 bucks or so. I've seen them up to $400. That's insane for a beginner videographer like me. It's not worth that much money, at least not yet. I've also I've also spent a lot of money this year on between switching from Nikon to Sony. I've had to get a whole new set of gear and that kind of stuff. So this year has been kind of tough, especially financially with everybody in the economy and that kind of stuff. It was a little hard to kind of like save money and buy new gear at the same time. So I actually ended up selling all my Nikon gear, which I got possibly around $4,000 for, and then all the Sony gear that I got close to 11 grand. So you could say I spent total of $6,000 or so, just stocking up on new gear. After thinking about it for a while, I figured it's time to maybe get back into using VNDs. Now, a lot of VNDs are still crap. I'm aware that Polar Pro's out there too, and they're kind of monopolizing the VND industry, if that makes sense. But for somebody who doesn't use filters as much, I need to get something a little bit more cheaper. So I ordered a Freewell 6 to 9 stop VND, and we're gonna unbox that today. Hey guys, my name is Chris, and today we're gonna be unboxing the Freewell 6 to 9 stop VND. Let's go. Okay, so I really did not want to get another VND, but the more I get into videos, the more I'm gonna need something light and something that not overly expensive. Eventually, I'm planning on getting a Polar Pro one. And I saw this on Amazon, and I figured, there's not a lot of reviews on it on Amazon or on YouTube, but found this, and as far as the reviews that I've seen, actually might be a good candidate. So this thing cost me about $110. It is about I'm guessing $200 or $190 cheaper than the Polar Pro. I don't know how this is going to turn out. This is kind of like a Hail Mary purchase for me. Again, it's 69 stop. Polar Pro does sell the 69 stop for $300. This one is the 77 millimeter. That would be the biggest lens or diameter lens that I would be using on my camera system. And this is taking into account the 70 to 200 that I'm planning to get on, in the future. All I would do is pretty much use step rings for this for all of my lenses. And hopefully I would not have to use a bigger diameter lens in the future. Although I've been kind of thinking about getting a lens that goes up to 400 millimeters. So that's probably going to be an 82 millimeter. I don't know yet. So without further ado, this thing is still seal wrapped. So let's go ahead and open this up. Okay. Normally when you open up the seal wrap, you can smell that new car smell. No, not yet. Not yet. Come on. Okay. So far that's nice. And this is the filter. And I'm guessing this is the metal cap. So that's good. Is there anything else here? No greeting card or anything like that. It's Christmas. The filter case comes with some kind of plastic. This is like the most satisfying part, which is kind of like peeling the plastic off. There's the new car smell. Okay. Oh. Okay. This one does have the that feels nice. Okay, so it feels solid. So just holding this in my hand, it feels really solid. There's no moving parts or anything like that. Like, it doesn't seem like the lens has any slack in the frame. And it feels like a coin, actually. This is pretty solid. Right now, I can't see anything. Going back to 6 stop. And it is a hard stop. So it will stop you from rotating the dial from top to end, or from bottom to end. That's pretty cool. I like this. See, this is nice. We're not going to test it today just because, it snowed the other night, and outside is pretty much like 30 degrees and, a foot of snow. So I'm not going to, it's not that bright outside right now. So I'm going to be testing this hopefully in a week or two, and we'll post that update. So let's see here. That's a magnetic case. Okay. Oh, what the heck? That's kind of hard to take off. Like, that's cool. And this thing is like on there too. Oh. Okay, so I picked up my 85 millimeter, and we're gonna put the 67 to 77 millimeter adapter ring on it, and put this on. Okay, that's on there. With the lens cap, it's magnetic, so on its own, it's going to be a little tough to take off, which is nice. Like, it's not just going to like fly off or anything like that. So you can literally just like, take this off, and it'll be on there. Don't do what I just did. Like, just kind of like throw it on there. Make sure that it is on there. Otherwise, you're going to scratch this metal piece and drop it and scratch it. That sucks. Okay, so let's see what's in this box. Want to bet it's a manual. So that's cool. It comes with a couple of black and white stickers. That's nice. A Learn Basics. What is ISO? What is shutter speed? So on and so on. Scan here. If you guys want to scan this QR code, go for it. I'm guessing if you scan that QR code, it's going to take you somewhere that's going to teach you, what ISO is and that kind of stuff. That's pretty cool. Not going to need this. Although, I'm not saying that I know everything. Who knows? Lifetime warranty. That's nice. All Freewell filters carry a lifetime quality and manufacturing warranty to protect you from all but user damage that can occur while they're in your care. Basically, if it breaks on its own, they'll replace it. That's sweet. Oh, this is nice. I always like getting microfiber cloths. And there you go. Boom. There's a manual. $10 says in Spanish. Nope. English. So how come there's no Spanish part? So again, if you guys are looking into getting your first ND filter or any kind of filter at all, just remember to, always make sure that your filters are clean. Always have microfiber cloths with you. Make sure your lens, the back of your filter, the front of your filter are pristine. Just because, especially if you're doing long exposure, a lot of dust can pretty much like stack within seconds, and it'll make your photos pretty much blotchy. A lot of more experienced photographers out there who use filters a lot, you guys know what I'm talking about. For me, this is just pretty much going to be used for movies and that kind of stuff. Again, I do plan on getting the Polar Pro one. I'll probably get one in 2021 compared to this. The Polar Pro 6-9 stop is $300 right now. This one I got for $110 on Amazon. So the actual right way to size what filter you're going to get, like you don't need a filter for every single one of your lenses. The right way to do it is to figure out the biggest size of like diameter lens that you have in your collection. Get that size and use adapter rings to just kind of like use it. The problem with that is that, if you screw this on too tight together, right, it will literally, it has a possibility of actually literally getting stuck. And that's happened to me, like as I mentioned earlier, and I ended up tossing that, filter away with the other filter because I ended up stacking them. But it's the same thing with step up rings or step down rings. However, with step down rings, if you're only going to be using that, it does give you a little bit of room, so it's not the same diameter size, so you'll actually be able to grip one side and the other side and pretty much split them up. The problem with getting like the same exact diameter for a step up ring is that it could get stuck. So this particular filter, it's a little bit bigger in the diameter than most manufacturers do it. So here's another 77mm filter, and if I put them on together, so it's actually the same size in diameter as the step up ring. This has actually the potential of getting stuck together, so I try not to, screw it on too tight. But with the Freewell, it's actually nice that, it's the same diameter, and it's a little bit bigger, and it's not the standard actual diameter as most 77 millimeter filter. I won't be afraid of getting stuck so much, and I'll actually have a grip and be able to split them up apart. So that's it, guys, for the unboxing of the Freewell 6-9 stop VND. If you have one of these filters, or if you have the other ones that are pretty much the same, like Polar Pro or anything like that, leave them in the comments below. We'll check those out and hopefully compare them. Again, hit that subscribe button, share this video to somebody who probably use it, and I will catch you guys next time. See ya.